I'll tell you something, it's noticeably warmer down here than it was up by the van. It's sort of down in an embankment and it is nippy this morning. Anyway, this is episode 3 of the build. Let's get cracking. I've been wanting to come down for a few days, but as you can imagine, working full time, having a little one, trying to maintain relationships in the real world, it's sort of, you know, it's as and when you can get down here, but I've been very much looking forward to it. So without further ado, let's get cracking. Oh, thank goodness. There was a moment there where I thought I forgot to bring the tools. That would have been a nice half-an-hour drive and a 15-minute walk for absolutely nothing. But we've got a few hours before work, so we're just going to do what we can do, and we're going to start off by doing the boring stuff. So I want to show you a little bit, but I won't bore you with it. We're just going to trim down the logs that I did gather around last time I was down, so we can actually make use of them. Actually heading to the Lake District this weekend, and I usually take the old YouTube video vloggage with me there, but I thought, you know what, this time I'm not gonna. I will be doing a little reel for a company that I'm working with now, but I'm just gonna enjoy it for myself, this one. Don't get me wrong, I do enjoy the videos, otherwise I wouldn't do it. But I also find that me down here in the woods waffling onto you doing a bit of this or whatever seems to be more interesting for you guys than the actual Lake District and the fells, mountains, whatever you want to call it. Not saying I won't take you to the lakes again, darling, but for this one, you'll be staying at home. Oh, I just got a bit of shrapnel in the old eye, and I'll tell you something, it's making a right shift of it, because this has miraculously got way blunter than the last time I was out, so that definitely needs sharpening. Oh mate, that really hurt. There's a moment of panic where I was like, oh, am I blind? Hallelujah, there is sight. Anyhow, I said earlier I was working with a company now, and here's the reel.
Luke here with the Outdoor Boys YouTube channel. I'm camping in Bushcraft.
Right, it's a decent few post-processing ready to go. But I had a little thought last night, and I'm thinking, do you know what? Before I start with the roof, as in really start putting things on it, I want to make a change. I want to go back to the original plan. That plan being swapping out the lean-to post that comes across, as you can see there. Now, my original plan, if you didn't see the first episode, was to actually have this post going from this tree all the way to that one. Now, the only reason I didn't do that is down to sheer laziness, because I cut the post, didn't measure it correctly. It was too short, but it did go over to there. And I told myself that the shelter that this would give using this post rather than the opposing one over there would be ample. And it may be, but if you're going to do something, do it properly. And giving yourself more shelter is never going to be a bad thing, is it? And more room for activities. And now you can see the angle there perfectly, how much shelter you'll actually gain from just using this one. So because of that, before I fix everything onto the roof and then it's just a faff to ever change, let's just cut a slightly bigger post, Jordan. So what I'm thinking is using this leaning tree that I cut down last time I was down but wasn't able to retrieve because it gets entangled in the trees. I actually mentioned it in the last video. So let's give it a go. We're going to walk it that way and hopefully not do myself in. She's going to go down with some. Ready to shout timber for me. 3, 2, 1. False alarm. Deep breath. You're going to say it again. 3, 2, 1. Another false alarm. 3, 2, 1. Whoa, I didn't actually realise how long it was. We've got some trimming to do with a blunt axe as well. She just keeps on going. Anyhow, while we're here, this is the shelter I've mentioned in previous videos, and this is the sort of bed that I'm talking about when I mention I want to do one of them in my build. Just to get you off the floor, I think that might be a shout. Right, I'm going to use this one that I've got here, it's pretty long, as my measurement for this post. Hang on a minute, you'll do the job, you know. That is long enough, but the only thing I'm thinking is it's a little bit on the thinner side on this side, and that's slightly thicker, so is it worth? Do you know, I'm even tempted to leave the original beam across as well, just for a little bit extra support. What do you reckon? So that means this post will have to be slightly higher. Hey, put it there for now, don't snap on me. It's gonna have to be pretty high, like. It needs to be about there, that height, so I don't actually know if I'm gonna get that. This is where I need my mate Les, he's well tall, he'd be alright with this. Right, I'm thinking out loud here, so bear with me. I'm thinking long piece of wood going all the way up to this one here, leaving the centre one there as a bit of extra support. Only thing is, if I'm going to keep that angle, it's going to be pretty high. It might look like that's in its right spot, but it's actually more like up here. and I just can't get there. I'm a hobbit, right? So you could just lower this one down a bit, but then you're losing a bit of head height. I don't really want to do that. So what I'm thinking is 2 separate pieces of the roof. And what I mean by that is lay these ones across for this section of the roof, this slanted bit, and at a slightly flatter angle, I would lay some more across, slowly getting narrower as it goes towards the tree near the river. Still thinking out loud, it's not ideal to be flat, is it? So lowering it down a bit, that could enclose the shelter a bit, and that could be a bit cozier. And then you would come around this way where I am, and that would sort of be the door as such. It would also give the roof and therefore the shelter a bit more shape to it. Yeah, I'm gonna do that, I think. Am I? Oh my goodness, I'm so indecisive, it's actually painful. Whoa! And with that, the game is over. We've snapped it. Just laugh, George. Don't cry. It's only a bit of wood, mate. Ian, that would you want to lob this in the river as well? Hey, my gum. Right, back to the drawing board. Ugh. Good stomping technique, that lad. Right, after a bit of trimming down and sawing and whatnot, we've got ourselves a way stronger, better post, to be honest. Everything happens for a reason, right? Let's get it up. And unlike last time with this one, I've actually got someone to hold it for me because I can just lean it against the already existing beams that I've fastened up there. Right, let's not drop this one on my head though, because that won't just tickle, will it? Right, get gloves off because I ain't tying nothing with them on. Before we go any further, let's just imagine the roof is there. I tell you what, let's put a stick up there so we get a better idea of what it'd be like. So, there's the roof. So as you can see, all you'd have to do is just a little bit of a duck and then you're good to go. You're standing here. Let's get it tied and fixed properly. A little bit of a tidy up. Job's a good one. Right, plan of action now is to do the wall that I said I would do last video, but I ran out of time. Idea being dismantle it, redo it. There's a gap at the bottom there, so that needs sorting. And I also need to build it all the way up to the roof now as well. I don't want no window action. It's a bit of a sad moment because this, like I said in the last voice note, I did mention the last voice. Oh, voice note. Right, I send voice notes to my mate, and I keep throughout this day saying voice note rather than video. What is wrong with my head? It's a bit of a sad moment though, because I said it in the last video, I'll say it again. This was the first bit of the build that I built before I even knew it was going to be a build. I just wanted it to be a firewall. So yeah, dismantling it. Ooh. I didn't do a very good job at getting rid of these sharp, snaggy bits that I keep talking about, did I? It's a good job I'm rebuilding this, really. Same again here. What's going on now? Slacking. Right, bottom one can stay after a little trimming. Where are you? Oh, has he done it again? Has he put? Oh no, I thought I'd put axe down. Lost my axe last video. You want to trim this not just for snagging and stuff, but also like it's just going to stack better, obviously, if it's all flat, innit? Now's a good time to probably re-put in these posts again. Snug as a bug, mate. If you didn't notice before I dismantled it, there was like gaps here. Not ideal, mate. Not aesthetic, not pretty. So yeah, it's nice to see it coming flush to it and just getting that angle all the way up this leaning tree. Didn't think this through. Sawdust all in the shelter, yeah. I've got lots of good bits of wood, but they're just not suitable for this bit. They're going to be once we get a little bit higher. Now this is far better of a saw than my Laplander in my pocket here. But this is still coming in handy. It just has like a little bit of a pencil, like just to mark where I want it. That's what I'm doing. I'm just lining it up with where I want it. No tape measures around here. I mean, did you see that accuracy then? How has that happened? I don't even know how I get things so wrong sometimes, but you've just got to laugh at yourself. It's not that serious, mate. It's not that serious. But how? That is pretty impressive for the wrong reasons, isn't it? That's better. Something drops from a tree and you're like looking around like thinking someone's sneaking up behind you. Yet to see anyone down here. Many a trip down here and still nobody. Ideal, mate. That's what you want. That's what I want anyway. So we'll use my new technique, slide you in and cut you to size. So the problem I'm having here is some are thicker, some are thinner. You're going to get it at you. So just using this little bit of an offcut, wedge it into there, and that's just going to take away any play that them smaller logs are going to give you. Oh, same goes for this side. Oh, right, I'm going to take a break from the wall. That being said, we are nearly done with it, which I'm happy to say. I'm going to quickly boil up some noodles because I'm ravenous. I was hoping to push through and not eat until I got home just to not waste time, but yeah, I'm ravenous. All right, so that's my pot noodle scranned, and I've had a bit of a stew about since scranning it with this wall. So I don't know if you can see it, but I've had to have another 2 chocks. I'm thinking of having bed on the other side of this wall as well. Imagine if this fell on me. I'd know about it. Maybe I wouldn't know about it. That's the worry, isn't it? Oh, see what I mean? Bloody hell. It's a bit annoying, to be honest with you. I kind of want to be done with this wall so I can move on to like the roof. That's the exciting bit, isn't it? Let's be honest. Basically, the stakes are too far apart from the tree. Should have redone them at the beginning of today. I did think about it, but there we go. Hindsight is a wonderful thing. I'm not holding my breath as if that's gonna make it not stack it. Oh my goodness. Right, I think I just need to paracord this in place before it stacks it again. Right, so I've carefully thread the paracord through the logs there. I've just noticed how much these posts are leaning. I don't know if you can tell on camera, but Leaning Tower of Pisa, mate, I'm telling you. But I'd have to dismantle the whole wall again to do it. So it seems to be still structurally strong regardless. So we're just gonna go with it. I'm telling myself that. All right, same again. Thread it through the wall nice and carefully. Nice and tight. I think I can breathe now. Right, that is the wall near enough finished. I'm not going to finalise that little triangle because can you imagine trying to cut a piece for that? Without further ado, I'm going to try and lock in these final few little pieces of wood. Thinking out what's the best way to do this. Oh, I hope you all find this funny because I'm not even a little bit. Right, a consecutive decision. We're going to leave it as a triangular little window rather than faffing about like that. Which is funny because I really wanted a triangular little window like that. So it's funny how things just work out, isn't it? But at least we are now secure. Look at that. Right, we're happy with that. So it's currently 12:10. Bash! Bash! I'm losing the plot. I'm shadowboxing in the woods on my own at 30 years old. Right, start again, lad. Window it is, let's get the roof on. So first I want some slats going across this additional bit of roof we've got going on. And there we go, there's the roof structure sorted, ready for the tap to go up. And obviously there's going to be lots of other sticks thrown over the top of it as well to sort of build it up. But there's the structure, like I said. Oh God, it feels good to get that up. And there we go, job's a good one. Right, we've not got much longer left until I have to get going, so we're just going to do what we can with this roof, and then I'll show you around what we've managed to do today, and then we'll pick back up on episode 4. Oh, I could really do with a day off work so I can spend a full day down here. I mean, it's mad how fast time goes when you're down here. Like, you think you can get way more done than you actually do. Well, I do at least. By the time I spoke to you, I faffed about getting down here, I faffed about cutting and processing wood, and then, you know, the odd wobble and mistake made with the shelter. Yeah, time is ridiculous. There's no signal, there's no podcast in my ear at all. It's just me and my own thoughts waffling onto the camera. It's mad how much time goes by. Anyway, so I'm going to give you a quick walk around. Like I said, we'll go over what we've done and then we'll call it a day. So without further ado, we have now a little bit of a doorway. We have obviously dismantled and rebuilt said wall with the definitely planned triangular window, which I actually rate now, to be honest. We've obviously put the additional beam for more roof. So that's, as you can see now, look at the extra roof we've got. I'm so glad we've actually gone with that. Obviously, this is always going to be open so you can see the river and get a bit of a view. But now we've built the wall up, it is enclosed and feeling a little bit more like a room of sorts. Now I've got the additional bit of roof that we're going to build up. It's going to give us a decent amount more shelter. So once the weather does go poor again, we've got a nice little bit more living area to work with. There is definitely someone standing there. They have seen the shelter and they're staring at me. I don't know how long they've been there, but that is quite weird because they literally stood like this, just staring at me. Oh, please don't be anyone. Oh, he's walking a dog. All right. Anyway, with that, I'm going to pack up my bag and call it a day.